Hello everyone, this is Andrew Bard with mycrypto.guru to give you a little idea of why Ethereum has tanked so hard in the last month and a half. And the question I'm really getting is Ethereum dead? Should I still buy into Ethereum? Which, Jesus Christ, people, you guys have such a short-term memory. I don't know why people are asking me if things are dead because of 6 weeks of turmoil. But to answer the question in the short run, no, Ethereum's not dead, but it's not going to grow like you're used to. Here's the reason why. If my theory is correct, and I kind of called this, if you were part of the private channel a long time ago, part of the $10 a month subscriber, you got this information about 3 days before the big drop-off. I'm not saying I'm psychic or anything, but the writing was kind of on the wall for Ethereum here recently. So if you were part of the private $10 a month channel, you heard this back in February. But here's what I'm looking at. So we have an Ethereum price chart in front of us here, and we can see the price started really tanking right about February 20th. Okay, we had a dip in there, sure, but really February 20th it started hitting down. So what happened prior to that? We made our announcement around the 17th or so, but what happened right prior to that? As you can see in this article here, February 4th, 2018, China went out and said, we're banning it. Now, they're going to say a stricter regulatory stance, but they're basically banning it. So we have the U.S. SEC Chief Clayton says every ICO I've seen is a security. That was on February 6th. We have two major world powers, and there's others. There's South Korea, there's Canada, all around the same time period, that have stated that they're going to heavily regulate, if not outright ban, ICOs. Why is that important? Because ICOs, now how does that relate to Ethereum? That's the question. ICOs almost entirely run on the Ethereum network. Now, in general, that wouldn't matter. Who cares? So they run on the Ethereum network, big fucking deal. So the important part of that is when the ICO went out to raise funds for their project, they got paid in Ethereum. And the majority of ICOs kept that Ethereum in a little account in the back as a savings for them. They didn't go cash it all into fiat. They'd have to pay taxes on it. So they cashed it off a little bit. You know, they use it as they need to pay their bills. Most of them were just cashing it out and paying their bills at the time. So what happens? February 4th, February 6th, February 18th, there was another one, or 8th, there was another one on the 12th. All these countries are announcing this heavy ICO regulation. If you owned an ICO, if you were running this project and you had $5 million in Ethereum sitting in an account that you were going to hold on to, okay, to pay your bills, and then all of a sudden most of the major world financial powers said, oh, we're going to come knocking on your door and we're going to talk about the fact that you're kind of illegal. And they are. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm saying for the regulations that we exist in today in a westernized country, we are running around illegally in ICOs. Just the truth. So the government's going to start cracking down on you and you've got $5 million in Ethereum sitting in this account. What do? You go out and you cash it. You try and get all the fiat you can because you got to pay your bills. And the government may come along and try and confiscate all that. So you got to pay your bills. So you sell off massive amounts of Ethereum. Now, to go back to the question of, is Ethereum dead? No, it's going to be slumbering for a while. It's not going to quite have the growth that we're used to. Because if you accept the fact that the theory of the ICOs ran the price down because they had to cash out of Ethereum before the government shut them down, then you have to accept the fact that at least half, $500 to $700 of our price was based on the ICOs receiving the Ethereum and holding on to it. When they dumped on the market, we dropped $900 a coin. Well, $800 a coin. And we're still not much over 500 right now. So if you accept the fact that the ICOs caused the sell-off, then you have to accept the fact that the ICOs caused the run-up. If we're going into a heavily regulated ICO market, we're not going to have the run-ups we had before, because we're just not going to have the ICO kind of fever that we had before that caused everyone to buy Ethereum to pay for these ICOs. So anyway, that's why I personally believe Ethereum went down. That's personally why I believe Ethereum is going to be a sleeper for a while. I mean, you have to accept the fact, you have to admit that prior to the sell-off, Ethereum was a pretty stable coin, sitting around $1,000 a coin pretty much every day. We had a whole lot of ICOs right around the run-up. We didn't have a whole lot of ICOs released around the stable time, And then now we have this ICO regulation popping in and we lose a ton of money. So to me, the theory fits. I think that's what's going on. If you were part of our private $10 a month channel over at mycrypto.guru, you would have gotten this information about 4 days before the price dropped. So we just try and keep an eye out of what's going on in the market and keep you informed about it. These little snippets are sent out usually once a week unless I need to send them out more often. So anyway, head over to mycrypto.guru, subscribe if you'd like, and you'll start getting these updates. So this is Andrew Barr with mycrypto.guru. Have a good day.